Strange, I will go. I will see probably opening weekend just because it's Sam, and Groovy Bruce is going to be in it. So, I'm going to support it just because of that. Whether I go back and see it again, I mean, I'm anticipating it's going to be the same response as Alien Covenant was for me, which is the last movie that I saw on opening night. Where I was hoping beyond hope that Ridley had learned from all of the backlash against Prometheus. And I sat in that movie agape as I watched drivel just flash across the screen. And I'm sure that's what I'm going to get.
I mean, like the deaths of an alien coming out of the guy's spine, that was kind of cool, but the rest of it was meh.
Well, it's just, but you know what? This defines film for me for like the last 15 years. Other than a handful of movies, it's all moments. There's not one. Yeah. There's very few films where I can go, this whole film was great. It's just individual moments that you go, oh, that was good. Well, what else happened? Well, there was this one really good sequence. Like, we're filming now for YouTube is how it feels. Like we want to get that 2 minute. Yeah, we want a clip and then ignore the rest of the film. And it's the attention span of the Zoom generation. And my God, man, I don't want to think about where we're going to be in 20 years. Oh, and that's the end of the old man yelling at clouds.
We'll be having TikToks released in theaters.
Well, yeah, I agree with both of you guys on that. And while that particular scene you're talking about in Alien Covenant was like cool, I guess I mean, what makes a lot of these like movies like scary, if you want to call them, or like twisted, is they're gore porn, right? They're not even scary anymore. There's no tension. If it is, it's fleeting. It's not. There's no buildup anymore. They became sci-fi films. They became these weird gore porn films. They weren't horror anymore, and that's unfortunate. Again, writing is just gone. They're trying to resurrect the dead corpses of these franchises and heroes, and they're doing a really, really crappy job. And in all the while, they're alienating the very people who love these stories, and they're not going to come back. Like I would rather watch the rest of Moon Knight, with Jack Sparrow, out in the Bay. And I don't want to keep giving money to a company that just doesn't listen to their fans. They constantly alienate them, and and someone said it, like they're essentially just at this point they're just throwing at the wall and hoping something sticks. And if they do,
smell too bad,
right. But most of the fans, the real fans, they're done with the BS. They're done being bamboozled and being told, well, we'll get it this time. We'll this time. It's this time, I promise. Like, this will be a cool character. Just wait. Phase 5 is coming, and we're going to have the Celestials, and we're going to have all these extra people, and it's like, we don't care anymore. We didn't care. But wait, Secret Invasion's coming. It's like, doesn't matter. We'll
care.
Read the books.
If I want Secret Invasion, I'll read the damn comic.
You brought it up, so I'm just going to mention it. But I can't remember what film it was. I can't remember. I think it was the original Guardians of the Galaxy that showed a Celestial in a cut scene or something, and it was gorgeous. Like, it was like, oh my God, that looks great.
Nowhere. Wasn't it?
No, it was.
Nowhere is supposed to be the head of the Celestial, but there was one point where they showed
there was a cut scene where
they're showing like something that happened in the past where they used
it was a backstory or a cutscene or a flashback or something.
Yeah,
but the Celestial looked amazing, and it was oh my God,
it was very imposing.
And then then I'm watching a trailer for the Eternals, and they flash and it's like, what did you do? How did you go from that to this? Like,
it was a repeat of your earlier thing. Look how they massacred my boy.
Yeah, not quite as bad, because I mean the Eternals is a little bit more polished version of Fourth World, and I like Fourth World better than I like the Eternals. But either way, like, I mean, the Kirby estate just had to be face palming. Like, oh my God, like, how can you do this? Like, it's such an affront to what Jack created, and it was disappointing. And I haven't even bothered watching Eternals. I don't think I've watched the last few Marvel movies, but it's bad.
Eternals was I watched it because I felt it was like a bookend to something that was like that I had been watching, and it was just a waste of my time, unfortunately. And I don't even know, again, it was one of those things where I don't even know who this is for. and it, like, again, everything seemed to happen because it needed to happen, not because like someone did like good writing. And the fight scenes were weird and contrived and not like well choreographed. There was probably one fight that was really cool that I was like, oh, this is an interesting moment happening. There's a point towards the end where there's this big giant event happening. I won't spoil it for whoever might watch it, but like like the sheer size and scale is very well illustrated, and it's scary. You know, it's not a movie that if you're a fan of the comics or if you understand that story, you're just going to feel betrayed. And there's so many questions that were asked that you feel like you were taken out, like someone was like, come on, let's go, we're gonna go see this awesome thing, and then they left you in the middle of a field, like looking at it from really far away, and you're naked, and you're like, wait, what? I thought we were going somewhere. I thought we were about to learn. No, they just kind of leave you hanging.
Don't even got a barrel to cover up your decency.
Yeah, right. But I mean, I watched it. The reason I watched it was because I have Disney Plus. I have it for my kids, and it was there, and I didn't have to pay for it. Like, it's not a movie you need to see in theaters.